Hey there. Okay, so this is your next assignment. What I would like you to do in this assignment is draw one of these here. See, the one with the red ring. Remember, this is what we did in the last lecture. This is what we decided we're going to move forward with. And this is the same one with value added. Also, you don't have to add the value. Just do the sketch like I've done, like this one here, like I've done here. Leaving your working lines so we can see your perspective lines and the grid and whatever lines you use to make it, any sort of shapes. You know, if you draw the shapes first, leave the lines in, you know, just so we can see how you've worked it up. Yeah, so we can see your process basically, and then post it so we can all see it. So this is your assignment. Create one small sketch for your image that you're going to take forward to the next part of the concept phase. When I was looking for these, I found these which I forgot to show you before, and these are just some really small thumbnails I was sort of sketching. You can see top right is this one here. That's the original one I did, my little thumbnail, tiny thumbnail, very 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes these take. I did another one along a sort of a portrait one of a character walking up through a path up a hill, and there's the other one I sort of liked, this one here, and I wanted to take forward, but it just didn't work out. And top left is another one of a stone hut I started to draw, but it just wasn't working out. Composition wasn't very good. And number 2 obviously we went with, and this is that progressed here, much bigger sketch, and then obviously we took it to value down here, down the bottom right. So your assignment is draw one of these. That's it. If you want to be really brave, get extra bonus points, add value too. You know, so show us both. If you do that, show us both, but you only need to do one, and it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's really important. What you want to get across in this thumbnail is the idea. It's the idea of the environment that you're going to paint. That's all. That's all you need to do. And you can see it's not particularly great, but you get the idea of, you know, it's in a forest, hut is in a clearing, you know, the idea is there. And then in the value you can see it a lot more clearer. So just show us this. And if you do lots like I did here, that's fine too. Show us those. Show us your, because each one you do that you don't like leads to the one that you do. And that's as simple as that. That's how it works. You could probably do 50 that you don't like, and then 51, there it is, that's the drawing. You know, and I spent probably 15, I can't remember what I did now, 10-15 minutes doing this number 2 here. But take an hour if you want to. Take a whole hour and do one. Take another hour and do 2 if you want to, and then take another hour and add the value. Simple as that. So going forward, after your assignment, we're going to go big. We're going to take this value sketch down here, and we're going to scale it up and then really start to flesh it out. Now, when we do this, it's going to start looking a bit rough, because the style of my painting, I'm going to show you all the process. Most artists, when they show you their process, they kind of leave a lot of stuff out. They don't show you the rubbish basically. But I'm just going to leave it all in. I'm going to show you all my workings, you know, the bits I don't like, the bits I do like. And because the big version, the big painting, is probably a day's work potentially, you know, I can't show you the whole lot all, you know, it would just take way too long. So I've done it in stages, and I show you what I do in each stage, and I've shown you some of it sped up, and I've shown you what I can basically to keep the lectures fairly short and interesting, I hope. But as you go forward, if there's something I do and you want to know how I did it, just ask, and I'm quite happy to add more going forward. You know, I'll add another little section if there's something in those lectures that you saw me do, and you know, because I do jump forward on occasion. If I jump too far forward, just let me know. Happy to reverse up and show you a little bit more. Just ask questions, and I'll be happy to accommodate. One question that was asked when I was test running this was, what brushes do you use? And actually that doesn't really matter. You know, I just use the standard Photoshop brushes that are in here. Apart from when I'm doing, you'll see I do some tree leaves and things, and then I bring in some custom stuff, but you'll see not really brushes, it's just images and the way I manipulate them. You get that effect, but most of these are just the standard brushes that are in Photoshop, so I don't have any particular preference with brushes. You know, whatever works for you, you just experiment and move around and see what works. I tend to use I use a hard one and a soft one quite a lot. The soft one I use for the lighting and the background, you know, and any bloom effects. And I use these sort of rough ones for line work and stuff like that. So, you know, it's entirely up to you. Whatever works for you. There's no rule, or, you know, there's no rule for that. You can use whatever you like, whatever feels comfortable. So do one of these. If you can, do one of these too, so add the value. But, you know, all I'm expecting to see is this, so anything extra is good and will only help you in the long term. So you will have to do this anyway going forward, especially if you're doing your own scene, and that we really want to see, all of us. So I look forward to seeing it, and I will see you in the next lecture.